Welcome back to our channel, Building a Boat by the River. In this episode, we diversify a bit by leaving Tarkine behind and moving on to building our dinghy, our tender that will one day sit on top of Tarkine's cabin. She's 9 foot long and designed by Iain Oughtred. This dinghy is called a sea hen. It's slightly larger than the Auk or Auklet design. It's still quite fat, fairly short at 9 foot, but it can take enough weight and carry us around when we use it as a tender. I find it quite interesting that Sailing Magic Carpet, the Duracell project, and Tally Ho have all featured a dinghy in their videos, either building, and also Acorn to Arabella, through Bob Emser, The Art of Boat Building. So that's 4 channels that have built their dinghies and showcase that on YouTube. So I guess it's our turn to sort of come up with what ideal tender we have. Every dinghy that's been showcased through these channels they're completely different in many aspects. And it's quite fascinating to see what people think is their ideal tender. For us, it was beauty, functionality, and sailing rig. And often in our case, we wanted a really beautiful dinghy, and Iain Oughtred with this sea hen produced an exceptional design that we're really looking forward to getting on the water. So if you are curious on other dinghy designs, then check out the Duracell project or Sailing Magic Carpet. They did theirs. Tally Ho, I assume everyone knows that, and Bob Emser with The Art of Boat Building. And then you can compare it to our dinghy and let's see which one you like most. And we hope you enjoy. Cheers. So to start, we use the mould templates which are supplied in the plans that we purchased from Stray Dog Boatworks here in Australia. We use I'm going to call it the nail and reverse tactic. So along the mould patterns, we lie the paper pattern onto plywood and we tack our way along the lines of the moulds with a nail at, 100 increments. And then what we do is we flip that paper over and we can see our nail holes where the other side of the moulds are. So this creates a full-size mould with only 1/2 of paper. We then move on to setting the moulds up on a strongback, and using the laser level, we level off the waterline and centre lines to make sure she's all true and fair and secure the moulds in place there. It looks like your one just has to go up to the punch. I'll have to get in there. Happy? That's 6, I'm going to go 4. No brush cutter, go for chainsaw. I'll get the brush cutter go. I'm just going to use the chainsaw.
Oh, we're gonna. The worrying thing is I'm trusting Sammy boss.
Oh, that's always a bit of a worry.
You need to go down on the floor.
Oh, no, you're up, yeah. No. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Needs it.
Nice. Pro. I'm quite excited because we went to the tip shop yesterday, which is a recycling shop from a rubbish tip. And we found a heap of red cedar. With this dinghy I want to make it as light as possible, and comparing Oregon and sort of all the other things we could use, or Douglas fir, but red cedar is incredibly light and beautiful timber to work with. Now this wood doesn't look much good yet, but I'm hoping I can show you a bit of a before and after of what salvaged wood can become and can be recycled back into a dinghy. This plank, for example, this is a door jamb, but you can see the grain and it's all quite pretty there. It's very light. There's nails sort of, and hinges and, you know, things everywhere. It's a dangerous game with recycled timber because the odds of you hitting a nail or something are quite high, so you've got to be a bit careful and make sure you have a look up and down it before you put it through a thicknesser or a saw. This piece here is actually, or was actually from what I can tell, a tailgate on a truck with these latches or some sort of retaining board on both sides, these latches, but underneath you can see the timber is very beautiful and it's incredibly light, this wood. So I'm stoked. I'm going to try and clean it all up and see what the timber becomes. So this wood is called Australian red cedar. It's one of very few deciduous trees in Australia, natives. That means it loses its leaves in autumn. The majority of Australia, would you believe it, for anyone that hasn't been here, we actually don't lose our leaves during autumn. So winter is still green, if not greener. I quite like that about Australia, but Ifka's a bit more of a fan of the real autumn and the real Christmas, where in the Netherlands, you know, you lose your trees and you have a white Christmas. But in Australia, we just sit around in our thongs, shorts and light a Barbie for Christmas. There's also beautiful stuff, really clear grain. So, because it's so cold at home, in the shed, I laminated this stem up at home for the dinghy. This is King Billy. It's super light as well, comparable to the red cedar. I'm just going to do the little curvy thickness job, which means sort of feeding it in and spinning it around. It's one way of getting frames through the thicknesser. When we built the boat, all our frames went through the thicknesser like that, and you just got to be quick at moving it around. So I'll give it a go. I'll set the thicknesser in the slow feed, so I've got a bit more time. First things first is to glue the hog together. That's a lamination of two pieces that get up to 20 mil. It's notched into the moulds there to sit down, and then you sort of clean up your face to take the planking after. I've laminated the stem up and roughly fed in the shape there, and the hog will join onto the stem, or apron I think it's technically called. and glued to the transom as well. So I've just glued up those two bits, and now I'm going to lay them on top and sort of just clamp it down, and that's it. It's kind of working in stages with these dinghies. You kind of can't do everything in a day, so you just go slow. Okay, I'll bring the bits in, see how we go. Oh, got to glue the... Is it April? Top, 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 top. Lovely. Lucky the fire extinguisher's here. Now let that cure and wait. So next we'll be fairing in the hog. Well, we hoped you enjoyed that little session of building our dinghy. There'll be a few more parts in this series to come, including planking, internal fit out and painting, and a launch, which will be very exciting. Now we're going to turn to a little interlude of Dave, our landlord, and Ewan decided to clean up an area of the shed. This is not for the faint-hearted. These sheds are very big. I don't know the square meterage, but they're massive. And to clean one section, he had to move a 28-foot boat with a forklift, wheelie trolley and a jack. It's a little bit nail-biting, but hopefully you guys find it a bit of a laugh to see how we get things moved around in this shed when we need them moved and with limited resources. So enjoy this little part, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.
should spray paint a load rating on this truck. Oh, yeah. Just for Matt's viewers, just so they know that we're not doing anything dodgy.
Yeah. What do you reckon this trolley's rated to?
The what?
What is the trolley rated to?
Oh, it's rated to 4.2 tonne.
4.2.
Yeah, gross.
And is it, there'd be a ton of lead in that, at least there.
2.5.
Yeah.
Holes on its side, they're not, you know.
Keep. Jingo.
That way, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ewan,
Yes.
can you explain what we're doing here?
Okay, so we've decided this area needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
There's a bit going on here, so this boat obviously needs to be moved. And how else are we going to move it? But with forklifts and trolley jacks and very strong.
Lashed alongside and ready to go.
Yeah. Port side too.
Look at all this wasted space. Imagine the stuff we can fill this boat up with.
This could be a good storage unit, this boat.
Yeah.
So this is your structural needs.
Yep.
Yep. That's.
And that's how you move a boat.
She's nice and light next to those posts. It's good. Beautiful. It's changed the whole zone back here, hasn't it?
Hasn't it?
That's nice.
Well, we'll just leave the fork there. That's perfect.
Yeah, done. Done. Job done. Job done.
That looks great.
So once again, big thanks to all our viewers. We really appreciate you watching our videos, subscribing and liking and commenting. Our patronage and PayPal fundraisers, they're all amazing. We can't thank you enough for your support. I was chatting to a good friend of ours a few days ago, and I won't name him, but he has been watching our channel from the beginning, and he admitted that he has only just subscribed to our channel. So if our friend has only just subscribed, I would make the assumption that many of you have not subscribed yet. And if you could, please take the time to just hit the subscribe button and a like. It would go a long way for us to keep the channel growth going, and we'd really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you.